Job is from Campverde in Arizona over to Carlsbad in California. And look at the route, we've got 19 tons of hay. The back, so we've got Verde, round through part of Phoenix, across Ehrenberg, and down into the winery just outside Carlsbad there, so it's 400 miles. Be a pretty straightforwardish run, using the Kenworth W900. It still has the 370 horsepower, still 10 speed heating, and it's a 6x2 short chassis with a 150 gallon tank. And that's we'll just get ourselves on the move in a minute.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Turn left. Get ready to turn right.
Stop and get some fuel because the tank's looking a little bit low. Look at the outside chucking the load while we here. I just thought I'd shoot a journey so you could sort of see that I'm still working profile. Truck at the time right now has done 56,816 miles. I have 231,862 as of now in the bank, but that may increase as we go along the journey, as I now have, you see here, 15 garages, of which 14 of those have 3 trucks in the meter with 3 drivers earning money. And garages are here. All the garages I own are the, obviously there's Phoenix one, which is where I'm based, which that's only a single port for me for now. Bought them all in New Mexico. Mum owned one in additional garage where drivers are in Arizona, 2 in California. I've got 3 in Nevada, 2 in Oregon, and 1 up in Washington. So I still have a few more to purchase, yes, but as I've been getting enough money, I've been reinvesting it all into the business. I have a mixture of the different models of mixture of Volvo V&L trucks, both models of Peterbilt and both models of Kenworth, and they're all about the 360, 370 horsepower, because the Volvos aren't available with the 370, so could with them. But I'm going along and the profile so far up. I may try and the modded trucks out as well on the profile, although all I've been using now is standard SCS, because there's been quite a few different trucks released on the workshop lately, and mainly that's been worked on by Gamelin. So I know there's an international that he's worked on. I think there's a Mac, and also there's some different models of Volvo on there as well, so great different models of V&L and a V&R, so going to try and work them into one of my profiles. Well, I clone my multiplayer profile and do the mod trucks profile, or try and accommodate them somewhere into this one where I can. Doesn't affect me business, I don't know. So they say that's all things for the future. I might not even decide to cover them, I don't know. But that won't be till at least I own all the garages, and they're all up to large apart from the one which, if I do go up to large garages on those, they will be fully drivered and fully trucked. But the one that I'm in, I might use that for testing the different modded trucks out with, so I actually have somewhere to park this one and some of the additional ones I'll get. So that's all things I'm planning on doing in the future. Might not come off. And the mods that you see here, I will put in the description about which mods I'm using or recommend. You get the sites where you go for them. Some of them be the sites where you go for them, others will be direct links to the different mods. Apart from the traffic density mod I'm using is the one by Sith, and it's on the workshop because it seems to be working a lot better than the previous one I was trying. Mods I've got in are the Rail Companies by Grimes, the Jazzy Cat AI packs, the Jazzy Cat Trailer and Cargo pack, got rail advertisements in and things like that, so I haven't really been
Caution, please mind the speed.
able to record much fresh content lately, as but to see if they'd improved the 1903 update from what I heard about it, and so I tried that over last weekend. It's Monday 19th now, August, so I tried the 1903 update out. I think I put it on Saturday, and it took me
Keep left.
most of Saturday evening into the night and into Sunday to get my computer stable again, because that update, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it showed me video card drivers, which by the way I'm using a GTX 1050 Ti 4GB, and it's a Cerberus I'm using, and so it mucked the drivers and things up for that. It's mucked the sound up for onboard sound, and also several other programs that it decided to delete off that's freely available. So it up bad. I wasn't getting sound off it, and well, I was not. I tried updating the drivers, tried switching plugs and things around, and this didn't work. I was getting the sound what should have been coming down the speakers, it was coming out the microphone. So hence the microphone wasn't working either. But see, the version I'm on, which I think I'm back on the 1803, support's supposed to be coming to an end on this version, yet look on some things and still supporting the older version of Windows. So I think Microsoft's trying to con people into downloading the latest update. They know it's not ready and it's still got a load of bugs and things in it, which that update's been available quite a while now and they haven't fixed. So people think the computer's knackered, so they go out and buy another computer. I think Microsoft's trying to sneakily do something so that people with old computers, like I've got, specs this one has, have to go out and spend even more money on new, and so they get even more revenue coming in. But I know some people, alright, these versions aren't supported. I know somebody who just does word processing and plays some of the really old games off disc, and their Windows 98 SE computer is still but a lot smoother and a lot more reliable than what this one's been at times. So the computer is basically, it's an AMD A8 7650K. It's 3 point something gig, you know what I mean. I've got a 1TB Seagate hard drive in it. It's got 8 gig of DDR3 1600 RAM. I say it's running a NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti 4 gig Cerberus in it. It has got a DVD burner in, which a lot of computers don't now. It's running a 450 watt non-modular Novatech power supply. I've got 2 case fans in the computer, and connected to the computer is a 24-inch Acer 144GHz monitor. I've got a Logitech wireless keyboard. Did have the mouse to go with it, but I can't find that, so I've just got a wired gigabyte gaming mouse, which was very cheap, but it does the job what I want it to do. And I'm using a Logitech G29 wheel shifter and pedal setup. Even that hasn't been without its fault since I got it. Every now and again I have to strip the pedals down, spray all the sensors out with like a light lubricating oil just to clean the switches. For some reason it likes picking up a lot of dust from in here, but that just might be me. So if I clean them out now and again, everything's fine with it. So that's the internet I've got. I know I'm on about it, but I pay £15 a month. That's a broadband and phone line with the post office. I got a good deal because I've been a customer there for a while, and contract took it down. They just phoned up and see what offers I got to renew it, and I got the price right down last time because I took some services that I wasn't using, like answering service and things like that, some packages off for previously, and it got the price right down. There's only one snag though. It's not the fibre broadband, because I've checked up. The exchange we have where I live is enabled for it. It's all wired up ready to go for the fibre broadband, but it's the cables from the exchange to the cab boxes and then into the grab poles, and then the ones that come in the house, they need upgrading or something, because some of them still on the original ones. That's maybe why internet support for upload speed here, but sorry about that. Just like to say, you get what you pay for, but
Go straight up.
why paying £15 a month for that for the same bloody internet as TalkTalk would do me for £20-something a month, or BT £20-something a month, because it comes through the same exchange, same phone line. Now I've had no problem with the post office. I could get fibre if I went down the Virgin route, but by the time you get their basic cost, what they say it is, then you add on for a paper bill, because I don't have a bank account, and then you get don't you just charge you for the paper bill, they charge you a non-direct debit fee as well on top, which that's just written people off now with the post office. I have a payment card with them, pay something off each time I get my money, which is fortnightly, and then you make up the shortfall if there's any on your bills due. But I just pay it. I know what my budget is. I don't use the phone much, so I just pay. I'm not said it's £15 a month. I pay £10 a fortnight towards that, and so that gives me some scope to use the phone if I have to. Not that I do very much. And so I've got got about 3 months heading credit now with them, so
Caution. Please mind the speed.
but that's just life, I suppose, when things like that go on. Yeah, so didn't know that if you're aware or not, but that's how Virgin still rip people off like that. And then when you go to leave them, which I've had experience of this in the past, they're like Sky used to be. They used to deny getting the last payment and things like that, even though you had receipts and things to prove that they did. So they used to screw more money out of you that way. And I know for a fact if I went Virgin Cable in this house, it wouldn't be reliable till they sorted it out, because I've lived in this flat where I am 5 years, and previous to that I was in the flat that's above this for 15 years. So I actually lived down here when they fitted the cable, and I'd used to have Virgin when I was upstairs at one time. They come round trying to flog it. They said, oh well, this is it, about it fitted just after digital come out with theirs. Oh well, you get digital straight away. So a lot of people signed up when the company said, oh well, we can't put you on the old service for now. And then it was 18 months after that when they came to give us the digital boxes, and that's when a lot of problems started for me, because you know, I had the engineers out 18 times due to lack of signal, crackly phone lines, etc. This is off Virgin. And what they deemed it down to, which is something that they knew about, I was crafty enough and asked engineer. One that had been a few times that had enough for coming to me, so it's all put down for repull. I said, it shouldn't need a repull, it's brand new. He said, oh yeah, they knew the cable was dodgy the day after they fitted it. But so far, there's only you and 2 other people that have complained about it. So, leaving the cable that they'd put in originally from the property to the cab box, left that in. So, but because that could handle the telephone on its own, and that was it. So I had to have yet another cable and a lot of Virgin sockets in the property off the second cable for the telly and the broadband off them, and then running that. Had some other problems, but I soon sorted those out. And so what I did as soon as contract was up, I wrote to them, told them I wasn't happy for it with the service what they provided me so far, so I wanted contract cancelling. They said, oh well, you can send if we've had problems, but we'll give you 6 months free, full package of everything. So I took that, and then if you decide to leave, you needn't give us notice. So that's what I did after the end of that 6 months. I just left them and bugger it. And without saying that, so else, because FM reception was poor as well. But it's hit and miss where I am anyway. So, but one of the things that was making it worse is, you know, the socket that comes through your wall that has an F connect, and then you connect a cable to it with an F connector. It's the white cable that they were providing and still provide to these days that leaks interference, so it can interfere with other things. So if your reception on your radio is not as good as it used to be, change that bloody cable, it might improve as well. So would I recommend Virgin? The speed was okay when it was working on the, compared to this, but I'm getting average on mine. I know this maybe seems low, but I'm getting anything between 8 and 17 download speed, which isn't bad for old lines. Upload speed's under 1 though. Thing these days, aren't wireless routers getting rubbish? They say they've got this much of a range with them. I've got routers in living room, so obviously I've got like Now TV and Smart Telly in there, to that fine. I've a Now TV box in the next room to that, which is main bedroom, which is where I sleep. Wireless is fine in there on the tablet and phones and things like that. Yet come to the room where I'm in now, opposite the living room, signal strength poor, very poor. Fact is, I can put a device next to the door of this room where I'm in, which is straight opposite my living room, and it hardly pick up a signal. I don't know why that is yet. They say it'll do full story houses. Yet my brother has got a very old router, his own, from a telephone company, and just say this, these flats are in blocks of 4. There's one up and one down at each side. If I live at the bottom right hand side one, as you look from outside, he lives in the top left hand one of this block, right, and I can pick a stronger signal up off his router in my spare bedroom than I can on my own, and this is nearer, and still has the same brick walls to come through and what have you. And so about this, and man, you know, few people have had that problem with these. It is because these were originally designed as houses, be semi-detached houses, these, but they changed the plans prior to the building stage, so they actually made them, instead of having 2 houses, made 4 flats instead, and it's the concrete lintels that cross like where the front door is and across the passageway and what have you, that's actually blocking a lot of signal. So, but I thought about maybe getting an extender, but I went down the other route that costs about the same, and it's just as effective as I went power line adapters. So Sony, and I've been using them for quite a few years now and not had a problem. But it's only daisies, because I did have a pair and they were working fine, but there was some faster ones in the sale, so I bought those, and it's about 18 months ago, them since, and I kept the old ones. But it's only yesterday that I found out that if you the TP Link utility from any website that'll offer it, you can actually pair the older ones to the new ones, so you can actually extend that way. So because of that, I've now got, obviously computer's been on all the time, but now I've got a spare now TV box in this room for when I want something on, because I already have the entertainment pack on that. I don't have any movies or anything like that, and so still got a plug spare, so I can pair that again, so that if I wanted to I could use my old Lenovo computer that's no good for gaming or streaming, because good few years old, and say this, I think it's about one of the last P4s. That computer, graphics it has in it are Intel HD ones, but it's in one of those cases where you can't upgrade anything hardly with, so use that for browsing the internet on here or doing some other things. I could, so skin. I know some people love Intel, hate AMD. Some people love AMD and love Intel now. For years I've had a few Pentium ones, I've had AMD computers, and the AMD ones used to be better for gaming, but what the modern Pentium processors are like, I don't know. It's only because when I upgrade my other computer with, and it's just bits I bought, so most of them's budget bits. It isn't. It's a AM Summit Plus motherboard. This, but it isn't a gaming one. It's just normal motherboard. But then I just got other bits. I could afford them to build one, and the processor was bundled with the motherboard when I got it, so I've got AMD this time, but to me there isn't much difference between them. One's maybe it is supposed to be a bit quicker than others, but AMD are certainly cheaper than the equivalent Intel. It's like graphics cards, AMD ones are cheaper than the Nvidia. So, but it's knowing what AMD one is equivalent to what Nvidia, what they get. So, this computer had perfectly good graphics on board on the motherboard when I got it.
Finally, we are here.
Just a bit faster to be able to record videos and what have you, because the onboard graphics what this had in would run this game on low or medium settings, and I was getting 40-50 frames with it, and that had it's one that was built in on the processor, the was it R7 241 GB, I think it was equivalent of. So if you have to get one with onboard graphics, if you've got a choice between a Radeon onboard or whatever the modern equivalent is and the Intel HD graphics, go for the Radeon or equivalent, because Intel graphics don't even handle the rain in this game, yet all the other graphics cards and things do. Well, a bit of a long one, but we're here. We've delivered it on time, so I just say 10-10 for now. Stay safe on them roads and don't have too many accidents. Goodbye.